What's going on today, guys? Primal Sabbath here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Masterpiece MP-32 Optimus Primal, or Convoy for Beast Wars. Whatever you want to call him, he's definitely Optimus Primal. The boss monkey himself, and in my opinion, the true starting point of the Masterpiece line. Here we have the box. Nice Beast Wars 20th anniversary logo in there, and you can see the eye logo. It looks very nice. Glad that was such a nice added touch. Man, Takara went above and beyond for this release, I do believe, and especially, for the Masterpiece line. Some really neat stuff here on the back of the box, just, product shots and things of that sort. A lot of stuff they just kind of, released online, part of the marketing campaign for him, and you can see some of the accessories and stuff, and we'll take a look at that, but that's pretty much it as far as the box goes. So let's go ahead and get this turned back around. It'll kind of be a little background image. So there we go. Now let's take a look at Optimus Primal. And I did buy 3 of these, 2 for display and 1 to keep in the box. So very cool. Nice ratcheting joints, man. I really do like that, and they've been solid on all of them, or on the 2 that I've opened. Just very, very cool. As for accessories, you get 2 of these gorilla faces. I'm gonna try to get them to where, whatever. I'll just do them one by one. So let's get it to zoom in here and focus. It probably won't. There we go. So super nice, man. You can see the paint apps just on it. Just the nice fade that it does from this kind of fur textured color, and this is the inside of that plastic, by the way. So I don't know if that's just a complete tampograph overlay, and then there's just this nice metallic paint here, and the sculpt is very nice as well. I mean, you can see that's sculpted. That's not just a flat piece that's painted in there. The teeth are sculpted, and then there's plastic recessed into the back. They did such a good job, I think, on that face sculpt in particular, and even on this one. You have just kind of just a regular. Actually, I totally messed that up because I do have this second one here, and I totally kept the other face on him, but it's fine. I mean, there's pictures of it. Whoops, should have thought of that before I started doing stuff. But oh well, it's totally fine. Get it to focus back in here again, and you see some more of that paint kind of carry over on him. Looks very, very nice. It goes from this kind of hair texture, and it's sort of hard to see, but it just sort of fades into this nice, what would be, I guess, the gorilla skin. Just super, super good. I mean, you can even see the sculpted details on the eyes right here. Just a fantastic job. And I mean, it really, really was. Something that really sets this figure out from the other primals is the fact that he can stand upright like this, and he is very expressionate, I guess I would say. But he can also do that kind of hunched over deal. And there's basically, you can kind of sort of see it in here. There's this little hinge piece that you can move up and down, I guess. There we go. You can kind of see it moving in there, just thanks to all the shadows and whatnot. But you would bend that backward, and this butt piece will move for you, and that'll allow you to swing the legs forward, so you do have that additional range of motion. And additionally, you can pull on these joints right here. Now, if you pull too far, it's going to look, in my opinion, out of place. But you shouldn't really need to do that. And then you'll just rotate the head up like that, and you can get him in his kind of four-legged stance, which, again, I think looks very good. I'm super impressed with how they were able to do this. I mean, he is kind of panel liney, and that, I believe was to be expected. I mean, you're not going to have a totally panel line free robot, and that's Beast Wars or otherwise. So just the fact that they were able to, do what they were able to do is just, I mean, it's nothing short of just a freaking miracle. Just really is kind of a dream come true. I'm totally biased on all this, but I think if you're here, you're watching this, you can expect a little bit of that. Something pretty neat is he's got this little peg right here, and if you have a Generations rat trap, which isn't totally in scale, and I'll show you why later on in this review, but you can take his det pack out of his arm right there, and get his little feet out the way, and you can just plug him in on that peg hole, and he can, be up here on Optimus's back. And if you want to, let me lift the tripod up a little bit, get it situated. Optimus could totally ride onto Rhinox, but it's kind of a pain just to get him up there, so we won't do that. But it is possible to get some decent posing if you do have these figures, which is, again, that's really cool that they did that. Other than that, there's really no big genuine complaints that I have. The only complaint would be that you can see, some kind of robot stuff in here on the arms, and these don't stay all the way down. If these were able to like lock or clip into place, I think that would be perfect. But as it stands, I think it's just something in here preventing it, and also the fact that this is kind of too thin around in here to totally stay down. Does it kill it? No. But that I think is the only genuine complaint that I have for the beast mode. And like none of this back here bothers me because he's not going to be on the shelf like that, and that would be silly. So yeah, there is that. So anyways, let's take a look at him in his robot mode, which I have right here. Super awesome. I don't have to pause and transform or any of that. He does have a light up gimmick, which I think is super awesome, and it takes two 357, or they're called 303s, or they're called LR44 push button batteries. Very nice, and boop, there you go. Just gonna cut these lights off real quick so you can see they do light up super well, and this I think is really the first time that Takara has made a transformer that doesn't look like the eyes, the eyes light up, but they don't look like they're dead whenever they're not lit up. And I think they did a great job on that. I'm glad they were able to kind of lock that down for this release. Accessories, some more accessories. You can get his shoulder cannons. You can just rotate them up like that if you want to. Really cool, and I mean, they come further down if you want them to, but I recall them kind of being at an angle in the show, so that is very neat. He comes with these two swords, which look freaking beautiful. So super nice to kind of have these, and let's see, I can't remember which way they go on. Here we go. I think it's this way. If I can get it to fit. Oh, okay. That kind of explains it. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way. Get these positioned down. I mean, they can work, but just for the sake of ease, I'm just going to kind of plug them in right here on the side. And you do have weapon storage, which is a huge plus. Unfortunately, they don't store anywhere in beast mode, which is kind of my only real complaint about the swords. But, they are here for robot mode, and I really do like that, especially if you don't want them to, to have to hold them. As far as can he hold them, and can he hold them well? Well, let's see. We'll get this in here, close his fingers up around him, and so far, I haven't had any issues with them falling out. Now, the only masterpieces that I have currently are Hot Rod and Star Saber. And Star Saber doesn't really hold anything too well. Hot Rod, it's alright, but so that is a huge plus there. Let's see. He does have some removable masks, which I guess I totally forgot to mention on this guy. you can just pull this face off right here. And it's two pegs, and they go in those two holes, and that's how you switch the face on that. I probably didn't really need to say any of that, but I guess for the sake of showing it off, I showed it off. For the head, though, for the robot head, because he does come with 3 separate masks, you have to kind of come in here and just sort of work them out each side very slowly. Because these pieces, I mean, it looks like if you apply too much pressure to the sides, they could possibly break. So just ease them on out. I mean, they don't stick in too bad. But there is that. And we can pop on another face. It does look very good with the mask. I do like the face mask thing. I always like that from the show. And let's take a look at this. It'll focus. It may not. There we go. It's kind of his angry face. And then he also has kind of a... maybe, I think this is the smirking face. This is also kind of an angry face, but it's like a screaming face, an angry face. And the face that he comes with, it's just kind of that primal smile. You know what I mean? I like to think I've got that primal smile. So there's that. Let's go ahead and get this off. Plug this back on. The light up gimmick also only lasts like 10 seconds, so it's not like it's an on-off switch thing, which is nice. I mean, it lasts just long enough for photos, and I think that's pretty cool. He does have the arm cannons from the show on both arms. Let's just... There you push, you get your fingernail in on this piece right here, and you just kind of give it a push. There we go. And the arms will pop up like that, and you can reach in here, pull these out. Let's do this on the other side, and then pull these little pieces out like that. And then you can pull back on this, and they kind of go all the way back and cover the arm out. You pull the cannons out. It does look pretty good. I do kind of like to push these bits back over, because I don't remember these flaps just coming all the way back like that. Something that I'll note is there's this little piece right here, and so far I don't think anyone really knows what that goes to. And that may be something for like a future Masterpiece Beast Wars release. And similar to this, like while Rat Trap, for Generations Rat Trap and Rhinox aren't totally in scale with him, it works. I think that may be something for a future potential Masterpiece Rat Trap. So this, there may be some kind of accessory that comes with that next. Who knows? But speaking of the Generations figures, let's see how they kind of scale up in robot mode. All right, so let's back him up, and let's get Rhinox in here. So there he is, and Rhinox was a pretty big Voyager, so there is that. And then here's Rat Trap. Now, as far as Rat Trap goes, I mean, he was super close to like Masterpiece. I think whenever he came out, and still is. I mean, he still totally holds up. And I think if we do ever get a Masterpiece Rat Trap, he'll be about this size. But Rhinox, on the other hand, while scale wasn't super consistent in Beast Wars, he's just too small. Rhinox should be towering over this iteration of Optimus. So, I do think that they'll still knock these two out. And the reason I say that is, let's bring in this nice little scale chart that I have acquired here. And that's totally got all these reflections. But there you can see Primal. And then over here you can kind of see Rhinox, who's way bigger. So, I mean, there's that. And that's kind of what I use as my overall scale chart. But if you're wanting to put him in with the Classics display, I think he'll work just fine. I don't think there's any real issues for that. I use the United Optimus Primal. That's kind of my go-to. But yeah, overall, really, really nice. And I mean, and just you can see this is the CGI model from the show, and just down to everything. I mean, even here in the knees, some people were complaining about that, but you can see the accuracy to it here. It's it's insane how close they got this. But anyways, guys, that's been it for my review of Optimus Primal, Masterpiece Optimus Primal. I'd totally recommend going out and picking one up if you get the chance. It's just a super solid figure. The engineering is great. He's got a fun transformation. It's just a fantastic toy. So, anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions or comments, drop them in the comment box, and I'll see you guys later.